Sometimes I sit here and think to myself, the bloody world's going mad. Like, what I saw on the news this week is just insanity. I think parts of the world's lost their marbles. Hello guys, welcome back to the Moore Army Podcast for another week. Welcome back to the Moore Army Podcast Unleashed. Welcome back to this Thursday's edition of the podcast. I hope you're all doing well out there. I'm doing okay. It's been a bit of a busy week, but it hasn't been too bad. On the positive note, our YouTube channel has been restored as of yesterday. I put 2 videos out this morning. If you want to go and check them out. They are available on the Moore Army YouTube channel, which I'm really happy for. Thank the Lord, we're back online again. I was going to get them up yesterday when the week's ban was lifted, but obviously other things kept me away. But this morning I released 2 videos, or today, sorry. I've released 2 videos, so we're now back online. Thank God. I tell you what, I've had videos sitting for a few days I couldn't even get out, but they're out, and that's the most important thing. Hey ho. Anyway, welcome back to the podcast for another week. Hope you're all doing well out there as always. A couple of things we'll talk about on the podcast today. I'm going to answer some of your questions as always. And of course, the Thursday segment that we like to bring here on to the Moore Army Podcast, which I should be slapping myself on the wrist for. I was supposed to put a poll out on Instagram, which I forgot to do. And I'm holding my hands up for that. To ask you who should be the jackass of the week. But I think with the person who have chosen this week, it could be jackasses of the week. And I'll explain more in the podcast. But anyway, yes, thank you for all your support over the last couple of days since I last spoke to you last Tuesday. We spoke about Brooke's birthday on the podcast last Tuesday. You want to go and check out last Tuesday's episode. It's still available for free, as always, on Apple Music, Spotify, and also here on YouTube. If you're listening to us on YouTube as well, please subscribe to the channel. But anyway, before I go any further into the podcast, let me get through the usual stuff that I like to get through. If you're new to the Moore Army Podcast for the first time, hello. If you're not and you're a regular listener to the podcast, welcome back for another week. If you'd like to get in touch with the Moore Army Podcast, simple way to do it is as follows. You can send us an email with any questions or subjects you'd like to hear me talk about or anything in general to moorearmypodcast@yahoo.com. Also, you can contact us on social media, which is the Facebook page, which is Moore Army YouTube channel. And we can go on there and drop a like on that page for us as well. Would appreciate it. Also, Instagram, you want to contact me on there directly, but a lot of you do contact me on every day, which is great, with questions and everything else. I'm now doing once a week live stream on there as well, where I come on, talk to you live on Instagram. So, official Matthew Moore on Instagram, you want to go and check me out on there too as well. And also the main place where you can go to, which is the main Moore Army Hub, as I like to call it, where you can get your official Moore Army YouTube channel merchandise and Moore Army Podcast merchandise. And also we've just released our Christmas range of merchandise for men, women and children. A lot of things on there too as well. And other little bits and bobs too as well for the Moore Army merchandise. Check out every video from all our channels, whether it be the Moore Army YouTube channel, the Red Men Football Adventures football channel we do. And we're hopefully going to be adding Lewis's channel onto there very soon as well. Lewis Moore on YouTube. It's moorearmy.co.uk, where you can get all your bits and bobs on there to do with the Moore Army. Anyway, how are you guys? I hope you're all having a good week since I last spoke to you all 2 days ago. It's been a funny old few days, so it has. People keep contacting me about this fucking I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here Jungle. I refuse to watch it this year, guys, as I've said before in the podcast, because of that fucking wee rat, Matt Hancock. And people were saying, like, what's my opinion on him being it? Well, he finished 3rd. And a lot of you have been asking me about that, and I'm going to clear it up now by just saying to you, I've never trusted him. I never will trust him. He's a liar. He's a weasel. And as far as I'm concerned, I would never watch the program, was why he's part of it. Not that I was a big fan of the program in the first place, but apparently he came third. And when he came across that famous bridge to come out of the jungle, his mistress, as people call it, was standing there waiting on him. Which I talked about this the other day last week, where they flew her into the country and put her in a 5-star hotel and stuff like that, and the wait on him coming out. Honestly, guys, stop asking me questions about that program, because I wouldn't watch it because of that weasel. He's a rat. He's a weasel. I don't trust him. He's a politician, and the lies that he spilled us during COVID lockdowns and stuff. No, thank you. I have no intentions of ever watching that guy, because every time I see him, I want to start pulling out teeth. And that's the truth. I have no interest at all. But what is going on in this world at the minute? I mean, all I've saw in the news the last few days is more protests. Nearly 3 years into this COVID bullshit. These poor people in China are being locked in their fucking houses like complete animals over one COVID case. Or this government in China has this theory of zero COVID, and they're locking these poor innocent people in their apartments, their homes, and they've took it upon themselves, these people, over the last couple of days, which I applaud, that they've had enough, and they're like, right, enough's enough, we've had enough of this bullshit, it's now time to fight back and get our lives back. And honestly, my opinion about it is now, is that I don't even think it's about fucking COVID anymore. I think it's about control, and I think it's a load of shit. And for what I've saw on social media, and for what I've saw on the television the last few days, I feel so sorry for those people, and the way they're being treated like animals in that country is unfucking real, and it's actually making me sick to my stomach even talking about it. You know yourselves, guys, COVID's never going to go away. It's just not as bad as what they're making it out to be. This is my opinion on it. Everybody gets it differently. Everybody will be affected by it differently. But these people are being locked in their homes due to one person getting a case, or this zero COVID, this fucking controlling environment where these poor people are being locked away like dogs in the street. And it's absolutely fucking horrendous to watch, and I feel so sorry for those people over there. But they've started fighting back, and before I pushed the record button today, I saw online that apparently they've eased some of their restrictions. Like, seriously, guys, we're 3 years into this fucking bullshit, and we're still going on about it, and people are still afraid. I mean, even here in the UK, people are still afraid to even leave their fucking home. I know people who live nearby me who haven't come out of their house for 2.5 years because they're still afraid, and they keep religiously watching news on COVID every day. Like, it's really, I don't like to talk about it on the podcast here, but for what I saw in China this past week, I just thought of bringing up briefly on the channel today, or on the podcast. It's fucking horrendous watching these people being locked away like animals. Now, people always say, and I've spoken to a few people about it recently and asked their views on it, and they've said to me, people in China have been wearing masks for years because of the pollution and whatever else and all their, but that's completely understandable. And still to this day, I always say to someone, if you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. I think they've been scientifically proved they don't work, which is complete nonsense. But these poor innocent people are being ran by a government and by people who run that country who are treating them like fucking animals. And I'm looking at that and I'm going, Jesus Christ, all those innocent people being locked away because of a runny nose or a flu. Like, seriously, I had COVID once, and I was one of the lucky ones. My family, people in my family have had it. As you watch my YouTube channel, Brooks had it. People I know who've had it, like a really bad flu for 2 or 3 days. Tony had it there a few months ago, and he said he's had worse flus. At the end of the day, I don't want to start the podcast on a negative note, but I just wanted to bring up about these people in China. It is fucking crazy. The world is going absolutely bonkers. I mean, I've been talking about, not even just about that, about other things going on in the world lately as well, about these protesters who are fucking super gluing themselves to roads, and they're going around, like protesting over these things and getting themselves into a bit of bother over it all, like throwing paint at people's properties and destroying things and lying across busy roads, risking their lives for what? Like, seriously, it's fucking insane. Absolutely bonkers. But just to close this subject on these people, I hope that this government in China gets kicked out and they bring in some decent people, because I feel so sorry for those people in China. I really, really do. And, you know, they're locked away like animals. And the videos you see on the likes of, you know, social media, people hanging out their windows and crying, and families being locked away, and they're being lined up like sheep going to the slaughter. And, you know, we always went through all our crap at the start whenever all this COVID nonsense started. But I mean, like, seriously, this zero COVID policy, it's never going to go away. Let these people live their fucking lives. I know that it's a population over there, that it's overcrowded, and there's more people in that country than what there should be. That's another discussion for another day. But the problem is that these people are being locked away like animals, and it really does annoy me, the fact that these people need to be let go and let them live their fucking lives. Their human rights are being taken away every day. And I just thought I'd bring that up today, guys, because it really, really is pissing me off watching it. And I feel so sorry for those people over there. But again, it's just the way the world is right now. The world's going absolutely boogaloo. I mean, some of the things you see on TV now, I know some news channels, whatever it is, blow it out of proportion, but some of the things you see now, and you think to yourself, what is going on with this world? People are losing their marbles. They're going bonkers. But again, it's just, this is why I don't get involved in many people. This is why I don't involve myself. I don't even vote. And people ask me all the time, why don't you vote? Because I don't get involved in politics. I have an opinion, but I don't get involved in politics, because even when a politician comes to my door, oh, would you like to vote for this one or that one? I have no interest, and I just close the door. Because nowadays, politics is corrupt, and I'm just being brutally honest. Politics is corrupt, and that's my opinion on it. I don't trust a politician. I wouldn't trust them as far as I could throw them. They promise you the stars, and, you know, they promise you, I used to say this around the other way, you know, turn chicken shit into chicken salad. Well, they turn chicken salad into chicken shit, because it is BS. And the amount of crap you see them spilling on TV, and then obviously with what happened over the last 2.5 years with the whole COVID pandemic, Pilarchy, and all the rules that didn't make any sense, and all the bullshit, and then they still expected to vote for them. No thank you. I think I would rather go just live a nice quiet life, obviously with myself and my family. I have no interest. But no, sorry to start the podcast on a negative note, but it's just those people I feel so sorry for them. I really, really do. But here's hoping that things turn around and they get their freedoms back and they get back out there and live their lives, because China is one of the most advanced countries on the planet when it comes to the likes of technology and things like that. They're so far advanced, it's unreal. Like, the Chinese are so smart, it's unbelievable. And they give the world so many different things. And to be locked up like animals because of a fucking cold or a flu, it's just absolutely scandalous. And that's my opinion on it. Let me know what you think about that, guys, if you want to. You can drop me an email, or moorarmypodcast@yahoo.com, or you can send me a social media message. I feel so sorry for those people. I really, really do. I would hate to be over there. I really, really would. It just breaks your heart when you see things like that on the TV. Now, here's a wee thing I want to talk about as well. As you all know, it's near Christmas time, and everybody's obviously getting excited now, especially the little kiddies out there. We're all kids once ourselves. It's Christmas time. Everybody's getting excited. You know, the kids are excited because Santa's coming, and everybody puts their Christmas tree up, and the madness shopping begins and all that there stuff. But I just wanted to talk about Christmas on the podcast today, because obviously Christmas is today's the 1st of December. And before I go any further, I want to give a big shout out to Mum. Mum, it's your birthday today. Mum's 62 today, so big happy birthday. We're going around later on today to see her for her birthday. We'll be doing a vlog, and for her birthday, plus, God, maybe you see this, Mum's had her Christmas decorations up for nearly a week now, and Mum's decorations this year looks insane. I'm going to do a video on it, so maybe you see this coming up on the channel. But yeah, it's Christmas time, guys. Everybody's starting to put their Christmas trees up. But here's the thing. Now, I'm going to get into a discussion here that really sort of like a lot of people talk about all the time. And I've worked in retail, and I know what it's like. Right? So here's the point I'm trying to make. People are either putting Christmas stuff in the shop early. I mentioned this in the podcast ages ago. I think it was the first ever episode, actually. And it's all about people putting their Christmas trees up too early. I've seen people around near where I live have their Christmas tree up since September. Right? Seriously? What the fuck? Christmas tree? get over Halloween first and then move on to Christmas. When I was a kid growing up, I always remember Christmas trees always went up on the 1st of December. And I still do that tradition to this day. Now, my mum and dad obviously put it there a wee bit earlier than I did back then, but that was always the thing. The 1st of December was your Christmas tree, and I always take mine down on New Year's Eve. Now, the reason why I take it down on New Year's Eve, and you're going to laugh when I tell you this here, this is maybe an old wives' tale, right, is that I have a theory, and obviously I've heard this for years since I was a kid growing up as well, that it's bad luck to have your Christmas tree up twice in 1 year. Now, think about that one. They probably think I'm fucking bonkers talking like this, but you put your Christmas up on the 1st of December and you leave it up till, say, the 2nd or 3rd of January, your tree's up twice in 1 year. Right? So that's just a wee thing I've always had. Like last year when I was, you watched back my vlog last year, Sandra put my Christmas tree up last year. She wanted to go ahead and do it because she's done all that stuff. And I said to her about that, and she was like, that's an old wives' tale. But I've always lived by that motto. 1st of December, the tree goes up, and then take it down before the new year. I mean, when you wake up on New Year's Day, it's a new start to a new year, and there's no, like, say, for example, you're at a Christmas Eve party and you've had too many drinkies, whatever, you don't have to get up and take a Christmas tree down New Year's Day, which is a bonus. But, again, I don't know, people put their Christmas trees up far too soon nowadays. Like, as I said, the person that lives nearby to me, fucking the start of September. Really? Christmas trees goes up in December. And even here, I'll even tell you a funny story. Now, it's not more of a funny story, it's more of a like, what the hell? This woman who used to live beside a friend of my brother, doesn't take her Christmas tree down all fucking year. She actually keeps it up in her living room all year round. Now, I don't know why the woman she's mad or she's got maybe some problems or something like, but every time you walk past that road all year round, you see her bright red Christmas tree. Now, I love Christmas as much as the next one, but at the end of the day, I think Christmas trees should go up. When do you put your Christmas trees up, guys? And what's your thoughts on Christmas? And especially the Christmas shops. Now, guys, I've worked in retail for years, right? The Christmas stuff, when I was a kid growing up, always come out on the shops, and tail end of November, early December, you start getting really into the they're putting stuff on the fucking shelves now, even before Halloween. And even before that, it's like, is it greed? Retail now, when they're putting out stuff, they're putting Easter eggs out at the end of January. Like, what the fuck? It's just absolutely bonkers. Like, what are you doing? Like, why? It's like, retail confuses me now, compared to what it was whenever I first started working in it. Now, don't get me wrong. When I was in Curry's, the electrical retail store, we used to get our Boxing Day sales and all ready, and have it all prepped and ready, sitting to go out, say 2 or 3 days before, and then, say Christmas Eve, when the shop's shut, we stayed for an extra hour or so, stuck out all the POS, which is called point of sale. We used to go around doing all different bits and pieces for the Boxing Day sale. We came in a wee bit earlier on the Boxing Day morning, or whatever, the store opened at 1 o'clock on Boxing Day, and used to fire the last few bits and pieces out. And then obviously there was all the advertisement done by the company in the local papers, on the television and things like that, because obviously, you know, if you live in the UK, the Curry's TV adverts are always on fucking TV. Not so much now as what they used to be, but they're still on TV all the time. It's more online now. And then when people come into the store, it was a Boxing Day sale. It was on for maybe a day or two, and then you fucking took it all away and you get set for the new year. But now they're fucking doing, even the Black Friday sales, they're bringing out Black Friday sales before it's even fucking Black Friday. And they're trickling them on now into Cyber Monday and all this here jazz. And I personally use Black Friday for an opportunity to get cheaper stuff for Christmas presents, which is great. But even people out there, and this is going to make you laugh, right? My mum does her Christmas shopping months and months and months before even the summer, way into like April. I know people who do their Christmas shopping for the following year in what they call the January sales. Christmas time is fucking insane, and then you get all these people going around, rushing around at the last minute, fighting in the shops to get their presents at the last minute, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, it's good to be organised and have all your stuff there and whatever. Me personally, now it's getting a little bit easier because Brooke and Lewis is a wee bit older now. I don't have to buy them as much because they're older now, and, you know, the whole thing of that whenever the kids are small, that type of magic in the house is starting to fade away a wee bit more, because obviously they're getting older now. Because you know yourself, anybody there who has kids, Christmas morning you wake up and the kiddies are all excited because Santa's been, and that magical morning of Christmas morning. And then when they get to like older teenagers, it sort of go, I'll get out of bed later, Daddy. I don't want to get up now. You know, in saying that, my kids never really, you see these kids that get up at like fucking stupid o'clock in the morning. My kids have never been like that. Every Christmas morning I actually have to go in and wake them up, which is fun, because it means I get a bit of a lie-in on Christmas morning. I'm not climbing the fucking stairs at 4 o'clock in the morning with the eyeballs hanging out of my head. Especially when you're building bikes the night before and you get 2 hours sleep and you're lying on your sofa at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon sleeping after your Christmas dinner because you're absolutely punctured from the night before. But no, Christmas at the minute is mad. You know, people putting their Christmas trees up in September. Why? What is the fucking sense in it? I understand people love Christmas, not there. I even saw a thing on the news about 3 or 4 years ago. This guy in England makes a Christmas dinner every single day of the week. Like, what the fuck? Like, every single day of the week, this guy makes Christmas dinner. And I actually saw him on an Instagram reel about March time this year, March, maybe February, March, and he's still doing it to this day. He has a Christmas dinner every single day of the year. Like, you ever hear that old song, I wish it could be Christmas every day? I'm glad it's not Christmas every day. Think of the money you have to pay. Kids would love it because they get gifts every day. But no, I couldn't do that. Like, fuck that shit. Definitely not. Not for my cup of tea, believe me. But Christmas time is a crazy time. So it is. It's just insanity. Everybody's right rushing around and stuff. Let me know what you're doing for Christmas this year, guys. Obviously, I'd like to hear how you organize your Christmas. If you got a routine of Christmas? When do you put your Christmas tree up? You know, what is your situation for Christmas? Send them to me now, and I'll read them out in Tuesday's podcast. So I will, and if there's any more comes in later than that, I may even answer some more next week on next week's Unleashed podcast. But yeah, Christmas time's bonkers. Like, putting your Christmas tree up so early. People think putting stuff out the shop earlier now than normal. You know, all the hustle and bustle and rushes and stuff like that. You know, it's just, the world now is getting faster and more fast paced as the days go on, and sometimes I feel the magic of Christmas from back in the day is gone, and kids nowadays truly don't understand what Christmas is actually about. Nowadays kids are all wanting just like big expensive gifts and stuff like that. In my day, I remember one Christmas I got a table football thing with like the men you get with the handles and you lock the ball around the table. I got one of them for Christmas and I thought I was worth £1 million. But nowadays they're asking for fucking £1,000 computers and Xboxes and PlayStations and jewellery worth a fortune and all this money. And I'm actually quite lucky in a way, because my kids, and I still have all their Christmas lists they wrote to Santa every single year. I've kept them in a wee box in my attic. And when I look back at those days, my children, I've been so lucky. You know, you get these kids that write Christmas lists the length of your fucking arm. I want this, I want that, I want this. I go back at some of my Christmas list and I go, I am so lucky. My kids really did not ask for very much every Christmas. And if they got anything extra, they really appreciated it. And then you look on the other side of the coin, you see these kids out there who are just walking around. Here's the thing, guys. I don't have this thing bringing up my kids in my house. I want, I need. Those words don't exist in my house. I don't believe in that. If my child ever said that, I would just look and go, I just say to them, excuse me, you what? Oh, sorry, I would like, or could I have, or please can I have? See this, I mean, for example, you've probably seen in a couple of my vlogs over the years, there's a big Smith's toy store nearby where we live, one of the biggest toy stores in the UK, and the things that we see in there on a regular basis is absolutely fucking insane. Kids standing in the shop, I want this now, I need it now. Really? Seriously? And the parents 9 times out of 10 fucking give in. What is that teaching your child? Christmas time's the worst. Tell you a story, guys. We're still on the subject about Christmas here. A couple of years back, I would say probably around about 2018 maybe, Myself, Brooke and Lewis were in Smith's toy store having a look around. Because Lewis likes to go in the Smiths all the time to the gaming section and look around all the new games and all the wee gadgets and stuff. Because Lewis is into all that like I was when I was a kid. Plus, I've got to know some of the staff in there, so I've stand and have a wee arm with them whenever Lewis is away to the gaming section. Plus, I go around and have a nosy and see if there's any new Funko Pops I could probably buy, or a wee gift for someone I know or whatever, or some ideas or whatever, like ideas for birthdays, whatever, things like that. So Smiths is there. But anyway, this one year we're standing there. I would say about, or was it even Christmas? I don't even know. I think it maybe was near Christmas. Anyway, standing in Smith's this day waiting to pay for something, and this child was standing there, right? And he was just screaming at his mum in the most, I would say he was probably about 11, 12 maybe a year or two younger than what Lewis is now. And he was standing there and he was screaming at the top of his lungs about, he had a few things in his hands. And he was like, I want this now. I want this right now. And then the mum was trying to obviously deal with the staff because she was trying to pay for stuff. And, you know, the old motto is sometimes when your child kicks off and goes mad like that, you sort of go, yeah, just let them have their wee tantrum and they'll come out of themselves. But this kid was persistent, like, it was screaming, I want this now. And then the child turned around, clear as day, get out your fucking card now. This is word for word, by the way. Get out your fucking card now and buy me this stuff right fucking now. And I'm just standing there, and I'll never forget this, guys. Brooke looked at me and went, Daddy, that is mad. She says, if we ever done that, she says, we would be grounded for about a year, and we would have everything we have taken off us, and we would not even see our friends. And I went, yeah, damn right you would. And don't make it even the situation even worse. The girl gave in to the child and bought the child the stuff. Get out your fucking card now and get me this fucking stuff now, the child said. And the mum gave in. And I'm just standing there looking at Brooke going, and Brooke, I'll never forget Brooke's face. Brooke just looked, Daddy, I would never, we ever done like that there, we'd be grounded for about a year. Wouldn't be out the door, have everything taken off us and grounded. And I'm like, you damn right you would. Because, and this is what the thing about now, going up with kids nowadays, when it comes to like a Christmas as well, compared to whenever I was a kid. If I had stood in an old store in Belfast called Leisure World, which, by the way, guys, I'm going to be releasing the footage for that, actually. I managed to get a copy of the footage of that there, the old toy store in Belfast. You see me and Lewis walk past it a couple of times in that car park. This was an awesome fucking toy store. I'll tell you more about that in the actual video when I put it up on my YouTube channel. This store had everything. Now, this is in the 80s and the early 90s. This store was the dog's bollocks when it came to toys. But anyway, if I had stood in that store in the 80s and early 90s and went to my dad, like say he was buying me an action figure, like a wrestling figure or something like that, and I stood there and I went, I want this fucking toy. My dad would have just took me home and whooped my ass. He would have he'd have fucking kicked my ass. I'd have been grounded for months. I wouldn't have been out the door, and every action figure I had, he'd have broke it and stuck it in the bin. And I wouldn't be able to see my friends. I wouldn't even be able to watch TV. I would be picked up from school and brought home and grounded. And this is the thing, at Christmas time, I always remember sitting around, and a lot of you people out there in the UK will probably remember this as well from back in the day. Argos, they used to have the old catalogues. You used to sit there at Christmas and go, oh, I would love Santa to bring me that. I'd love to bring me that. But I knew, because the way I was brought up, the way my mentality was, mum and dad didn't have very much money back then, so it was like, I only asked for certain things, but I didn't demand it. But if I didn't get it, I didn't get it. But Christmas time now, the way these kids just go fucking ballistic, and the stuff that they ask for is insane. And this is going back to what I said a minute ago. I feel so lucky that my kids don't come in demanding stuff like that. Now, Lewis did come in this year. Now, as you all know, Lewis has his wee gaming channel on YouTube, which you can go and subscribe to now, by the way, guys. I would appreciate it. He's starting to build his wee gaming channel up. And fair play to him, he's doing it, and he's working hard at it, and he's trying his hardest, God love him. And, you know, he's interacting with his audience and all, and he's doing really well. I respect him for it. He has, obviously, he's not allowed to do certain much because of his age, which is great, and he wants to do this. And he wants to work with computers when he's older. And even his teachers have told me, when it comes to computers and numbers and money and things like that, he's switched on. and he saves all his money. He has his job. He works hard. You know, he's never already in bother. He's just a great kid. Obviously, he has his moments, but obviously all boys do at that age, especially when they're grumpy. But anyway, no, he asked me, he says, Daddy, I would love to get a PC, and so I could do my better editing on it, and I can do my schoolwork on it, and I can study on it, and I can learn things, and I can, you know, and I thought to myself, right, but the computer that he wanted is a lot of money. And I just explained to him, Lewis, listen, I can't afford it this year. I'm sorry, son, but, you know, it ain't going to happen. You know, maybe one day, but at the minute I can't. And he just went, right, okay, Dad, no problem. I understand. No problem. Cool, Dad. Just thought I'd ask. Can't afford it? Not a problem. But then you get wee shits out there who, I want this for Christmas. And the mum and dad goes, no, like I do, can't afford it. And they go, what? What are you looking at me about giving me? And that's what's wrong with the world nowadays. There's no respect, no discipline, and this is the time of year where everybody goes fucking ballistic for Christmas. Go out and spend thousands of pounds at Christmas on stuff that half of it will lie in their bedroom and not even be fucking used. So there you go. But tell you an Orby story. And you're probably thinking to yourself, you're sick and tired of hearing me telling stories about Christmas. When Brooke was first born, November 2005, the Christmas was 30 days later, obviously the 25th of December. Whenever we first had Brooke, Brooke's mum wanted to go out and spend a lot of stuff on for Brooke for her first Christmas. And I thought, hang on a wee second here. She's a month old. She's not even going to know what it is. She's not even going to know it is Christmas. It's going to be a normal day to her. She can't even fucking hardly, move around. She's only a month old, you know. And that reminded me of people nowadays who have babies at 3 and 4 and 5 months old, and they spend fucking hundreds and hundreds of pounds on kids at Christmas. Why? The child's not even going to remember. The child doesn't even know it is fucking Christmas. Just wee things like that this time of year drive, it just sort of makes me think, oh my God, what are you doing? Like, really, the child's not even... I mean, the first couple of Christmases, the kids don't even remember. You know what I mean? But, going off the subject of Christmas, I would like to hear what you think about Christmas. Obviously, what stresses you out? When do you put your Christmas tree up? Are you organised at Christmas, or are you one of these last minute shoppers? A lot of people out there say all the time that men always leave it to the last minute, and they go, men rush out at the last minute to do all their shopping and stuff. I'll hold my hands up, maybe 1 or 2 years I've been like that, because obviously I've been away working all the time. But now I make sure I've got everything in. I mean, all I really buy for Christmas is mum and dad, my brother, his daughter, my 2 kids, and that's it. You know, and I've got to the point now where I grew up not obviously getting what mum and dad could afford, and I appreciated that. But now I look at it as to say, nowadays it's like, I don't want nothing for Christmas. I don't care if I go get nothing for Christmas, as long as Brooke and Lewis are sorted. Now, I did say I was talking to my friend the other day on Facebook about it, and he said, what would you like for Christmas this year, Matthew? And I said, well, there's one thing I would like for Christmas this year, but unfortunately I'm not going to have it. So as long as the kids are sorted out, I'm happy. Now, don't get me wrong, Brooke and Lewis will have a good Christmas this year. They always make sure that they always get a good Christmas, but that's what I respect about my children, because I brought them up with the morals that I had, saying to them at Christmas time, you get what dad can afford, or when they were younger, whatever, Santa could bring them, whatever. But you know what I mean? But these ones nowadays are just completely throwing hundreds and thousands of pounds at teenagers and all, and half the stuff just lies in their fucking room. It's not even used. So, let me hear what you think about that, guys. Christmas time. What is your views on Christmas? How are you going to be spending Christmas this year as well? Are you going to be on your own with your family? What's your plans? Because Christmas is what, 3-4 weeks away? And I would like to sort of have this be theme now leading into Christmas, where I can communicate with the audience more. And let me hear your favourite Christmas stories, or your less favourite Christmas stories. What's happened to you at Christmas? You know, any good memories, any bad memories? You know, what do you think? When do you put your Christmas tree up? What's your organisation at Christmas? Are you organised? Are you not organised? You know, what's your situation with Christmas? You know, you could have even get married at Christmas. You could have had a baby at Christmas. Yourself could have been born on Christmas, for all I know. Get me some emails in, and let's just sort of build a wee conversation here with you, and we'll obviously go through a couple of them as the weeks go by. morearmypodcast@yahoo.com is an email, or you can go on the social media on Instagram and Facebook. Drop us a message. I'd love to hear from you and obviously communicate with you, and hear what your thoughts on Christmas is. Me personally, I think Christmas is just a day for family and whatever else, and once they get that all over, I just like to lie on the sofa and have a sleep. because there's nothing else to do. Because everything else is done. But anyway, let me hear what you think about that, guys. Mirror Army Podcast at yahoo.com or the social media feeds. I would appreciate it. Anyway, as you probably have saw on the vlog, the second vlog that I released today, a lot of some of you have been getting in touch with me already. I put out a shorter vlog after Brooke's birthday video. Again, thanks for all your messages for Brooke's birthday. I appreciate it. Yes, guys, we in the Moore household now have a replica FIFA World Cup here in the household. I got in touch with a friend of a friend who got me in touch with the guy in England who was selling these replicas, and I was thinking to myself, okay, replica trophy, is it going to look like it? Is it when you get these ones that you buy, they're like on eBay and they look crap and they don't even look like a fucking World Cup, they just look like a gold bit of plastic, it looks like shit. But then you get these good replicas, like for example, showed on the video on the channel, the Premier League trophies and stuff, and the European Cups or Champions League trophies, whatever you want to call them. You saw me and Lewis with one on Redmond Football Ventures channel. When we went to the Liverpool Arsenal game last season, we went to one of the hospitality lounges and had a replica Premier League trophy there to have your photograph and all taken with. You do get really good replicas, and then obviously you get your crappy ones that look absolutely bullshit, the ones you order on apps like AliExpress and all these other ones. But this guy here was doing replicas of the World Cup, full size replicas, and I thought to myself, right, I'll put a few quid away and try and get one, see what the crack is. So I thought, right, I'll bite the bullet. I wanted to treat myself to one, so I thought, right, I'll get one. So I ordered it, and it came within a week. Guys, it is fucking awesome. It is an exact replica of the trophy. Now, obviously, the real trophy is a 24 karat gold, I think it is, and apparently it weighs a ton. Now, this one I have here is not 24 karat gold. It's a replica trophy like the Premier League ones you get or the European Cup ones, the real good replicas, and it's got a bit of weight to it and all, which is good. And the detail of it is just unfucking real. And I just look at it and it's like, wow, that is fucking awesome. I love it. And we've got it sitting in the living room at the minute as we're watching the World Cup here at the minute on the big TV, and it's great to watch. I was cracking jokes with people over when it first arrived, because when it first arrived, the postman, who's delivered quite a lot of my Funko Pops here through Royal Mail, he came with the box last week and he looked at me and he went, Matthew, what the fuck have you ordered now? And I went, I actually can't remember, because the Funko Pops recently I ordered from Australia had arrived 2 days before, and it's, guys, you don't even want to know how many Funko Pops I have, WWE ones now. I'm going to actually do a video. I done a video tour about a year or so ago. I literally have every single one that's ever existed, bar the old one or two. Trust me, it's insane. So yes, anyway, I brought the box in and I'm going, what did I order now? And I should have remembered, because it was like a week ago. Opened the box and looked, and I've seen it for the first time, and it was like, holy crap. Like full size replica of the World Cup, and I'm going, like, seriously, this is fucking insane. And the detail in it is phenomenal. And I'm like, whoa. So what I done was I took photos of it, and I was winding up some of the boys from football and a few other bits and pieces. I even video called Mum and Dad, and they were like, what's going on with Dad? The World Cup's being cancelled after today's games. Do you hear that? And he was like, why? What's going on? Is it to do with all the controversy with it being held in Qatar, or is it to do with all the political BS that we see on the TV at the minute? And I went, no, it's something more serious than that. And he went, what is it? Me? And then I turned the camera around on the video call and went, yeah, they've lost the trophy. It's in my house. And my dad was like, holy shit, where'd you get that? And I was like, yeah, there you go. So it's done the same thing to all the boys. Our two goalkeepers at the Welders wound them up. The under 21s manager wound him up, wound his son up. Some of the other boys I know at the club too as well. And a big shout out to the guy who's been at the club for years as a player, and now he's one of the part of the backroom team. Chick, his name's Paul, but his nickname's Chick. I wound him up something shocking, and he was calling me for everything. He called me what did he call me? You big fucking baldy bastard, you have fucking strangled you. I thought the World Cup was being cancelled. I was enjoying the World Cup and all, and now you're saying that it's been kind of I was winding him up, and he was like, holy, where'd you get that? And I was telling him and stuff like that. So, but yes, guys, want to go check out the video on the YouTube channel? It's there. I put it out after Brooke's birthday video. FIFA World Cup it's called, and it's on our Moore Army YouTube channel. You want to go and check it out, and it is a classic trophy. Good bit of weight to it as well for a replica, and I'm really, really happy. I did say in the video as well, but I would love a Premier League replica trophy, because I know a guy who lives in Belfast has one in his house, and it's fucking awesome. I think it was about nearly £1,000 he paid for it, but the detail on it is just phenomenal. You can get some really good replicas out there, and you can get some really like cheap bullshit ones, but this one here is great. So anytime like mum and dad come around on Saturday there, as you saw probably on Brooke's birthday video, I specifically made a point not to show it in that video because I wanted to show a separate video. I took photographs of mum and dad with the trophy, and dad and mum were like, the fuck is this thing here? This is insane. Dad couldn't get over it. He loved it. So, but do you know something? I've always wanted a couple of replica trophies. As you all know, guys, I'm a big football fan, and I love my football, and you all know I go to Liverpool games all the time, and I just thought when I saw it, I thought, fuck it, I'll just get one. You know what I mean? You only live once. And I see people before, I've known a couple of people who have replica trophies of, say, the Champions League trophy. Like, for example, guys, you've probably seen in my vlog a couple of times, there's a guy owns a wee shop in St John's Shopping Centre in Liverpool. Upstairs, he has a replica of the Premier League trophy, a replica of the European Cup, really good replicas, by the way. And then he has always a wee small, dopey looking ones, but you can get your photograph taken with, and he actually uses those to raise money for local children's charities in the Merseyside area, which he's been doing for donkey years, and it is legit, by the way, and I know that for a fact, because you see it on social media, and donating checks and all these different children's charities and homeless charities and all too as well. The money that he raises in the wee bucket. So every time I go in, I would get a photograph taken with the trophy. I'd throw 2 or 3 quid in the wee bucket, and then obviously go on to social media and see where he's donated checks and all too this month and whatever else. So it's good to see, and people. I was talking to a man the other day, and he was like, "Mate, you could do like a convention thing where you could charge to raise money to get your photograph taken with a trophy." And I'm like, "Nah, at all. God, no. Hell no. No. That's going to sit in my house proudly." So it is. But I want a Premier League one or a Champions League one. That's the next target. Now, it may cost me a few quid, but I'll just put money away and just try and save for it. I know there's more important things to buy, but when you've spent years of your life dedicating your money to everything else, it's about time sometimes you treat yourself, especially when you're dedicated and you love your football like I do. So, but it's nice to have. It's a nice wee thing to have, and no doubt when I put photographs out, well, obviously I've had some people mail me on Instagram already. No doubt that when I put photographs up on Instagram and everywhere else, like I put them on my private Facebook, and a load of people were messaging me going, "Where the fuck do you get that trophy?" And I'm like, yeah, it's great to have. I just look at it now and go, you know something, I actually enjoy it. I know it's not the real thing. I'd love to get my photo taken with the real thing one day, but I can't see that. I'll have a photograph taken with the real Ryder Cup and the real Champions League trophy and the real Premier League trophy, but not the World Cup. So, and if you don't remember me getting my photograph taken with the proper Premier League trophy, our old intro from the YouTube channel where you see me, Brooke and Lewis, dancing around the Premier League trophy, that was the time when Coca-Cola were doing the tour with the Premier League, and they brought the trophy into Liverpool that time before obviously all the COVID stuff happened, and we had our photograph taken and our intro video recorded for our YouTube channel right beside the real Premier League trophy, thanks to Coca-Cola. It was great. But the fact is, I'd love to get my photograph taken with a proper World Cup one day. Well, I've got a replica to do me for the time being, so I can't complain. It's all good. So yes, guys, I'm going to move on to some of your emails here. In fact, I'm going to go to Facebook first of all, because I've got a couple of wee Facebook messages that I want to sort of go through, because I seen one, I was reading through some of them the other day, and there was one or two of them that actually stood out for me here. Let's have a look here and see. This guy here, I think he sent me a message before. Him and his girlfriend are big fans of, fiance I think it is, are fans of the channel. So a guy here, Mark McNeil, sent me a message there on Wednesday, and I did promise myself I'd read it out to it. It says, "Hi Matthew, I'm just finding it funny that you started YouTube on March 2016 because a month after I met my fiance. Isn't that cute? It's amazing that I've known her the same amount of time that I've known your YouTube channel." We celebrated 6 years yesterday. Oh wow, I'll flip me. 6 years, happy days. Congratulations, guys. And we're getting married in April. There you go. Big marriage in April. Nice one. Your channel is a big part of our lives. We watch all your vlogs and love the podcast. Can we have a shout out on Thursday's podcast? Well, there you go, you're getting it now. Hoping to meet you someday as we're in Larne. Oh, you're from Larne? Oh, yes, I know your partner because your partner's billed me a couple of times. And always seemed to miss you when we were in Belfast. Thanks for giving Ashley, that's his partner, yes I know Ashley, I've spoke to her a couple of times, thanks for giving Ashley a shout out in Fleetwood. That's right, because she helped us in Fleetwood that time we were there in the summer, that's right, and telling her story about the clown above us. And thanks for answering my Monday Night War question a while back for Mark and Ashley, great fans. Well, there you go, we're getting married in April. Happy days, big wedding, a spring wedding. There you go. Well, thanks for your message again, Mark. I appreciate it on Facebook Messenger, on the fan page. I appreciate that. So you've known me and my family the same amount of time you've known your partner. There you go. So I appreciate you guys obviously tuned in every week and watching the videos and stuff. And I do recall your partner Ashley, because she does mail me on the Facebook page now and again. Excuse me. Just obviously have a wee chat and stuff, and just say hello and whatever else. So. Who we see here now? I've got another one here from. Sorry, thanks for the support, guys. I appreciate it. Let's have a look here and see. Here we go. This one's from Kieran. Great to have your videos back. Thank you. I love your content. Keep up the good work. 2 quick questions for the podcast. I'm a massive Christmas film man and love Home Alone and Die Hard. What is your favourite Christmas films? Also, I'm a big guy, and could you possibly get bigger hoodies for what you have available on the Moore Army YouTube channel shop? Kieran from Sligo. Okay, Kieran, well, Christmas movies. Obviously, Die Hard. Like, this is the big argument, right? Everybody argues about this. Is Die Hard considered a Christmas movie? There's a question from me to you out there listening to this podcast. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? It's always shown at Christmas. It's considered a Christmas movie. I consider it a Christmas movie because of the nature of the story in the movie and when it comes out, the time of the year, and blah, blah. A lot of people say it's not a Christmas movie. But my question to you is, do you think it's a Christmas movie? Die Hard obviously is up there every year. You watch it every year. But then again, this is the thing annoying me about Christmas movies, right? And now even Sky TV do this now, and other people, it's the same stuff they show on repeat every single fucking year. It's the same stuff. And it's like you could read off their Christmas schedule even before they release it. The same old movies. Now, don't get me wrong, there's obviously the classic movies, but I want to tell you a story, guys, and you're probably going to laugh at me when I tell you this. I told a friend of mine this about a month or two ago, and they looked at me and went, "What? Seriously?" And I'm like, yeah. The Christmas movie, Elf. Yeah? I have never watched that movie. Never. In full. I've seen clips of it. And then recently, the UK store Asda have brought out a Christmas advert with Elf in it. I have never watched that movie in full. Ever. And a lot of you are probably going to go, what the you've never watched Elf? And here's another thing too as well, guys. The movie Frozen, I've never watched it in full. Ever. And you're probably thinking, what the fuck? You got kids and all in the house? Why? What? Who? And I've actually made a point. I was talking to Brooke actually about this a couple of weeks ago. Over the Christmas period, I will eventually sit down and watch Elf. And maybe Frozen. Probably not Frozen, because that song does my head in. Let it go, let it go. Ugh. But I have never watched Elf. Ever. Seen clips of it. Like the whole, Santa's coming, Santa. Oh, I've never watched the movie. Ever. And you're probably thinking I'm a weirdo. Especially with having kids in the house. But I've never watched it. Christmas time, guys, I'm always, running around cooking the dinner, doing the Christmas morning thing with the kids. And then Mum and Dad come around with Tony every year, and we do all the presents and stuff there. Then we do our few bits and bobs, and every time you get tidied up and get everything else done, it's like tea time, and then it's over, and then you think to yourself, right, everything's done. So then I go and sit down and have a beer, and then I end up having a wee doze on the sofa for about half an hour to an hour, which is like a Christmas tradition in the Moore family, especially Dad. Dad would sleep anywhere. It's just like, the day goes by so quick, you don't even see it going in. And then if the kids have new stuff, you play when they're younger, you used to play their games with them or whatever, and blah blah blah. And then the next minute, Christmas Day's over. So when I was a kid, I used to watch all the Christmas movies. I used to like the Home Alones and all those type of movies, the Christmas movies, like the Santa Claus, Miracle on 34th Street. All those Christmas movies were great. But I one of my favourite movies of all time, it's always on at Christmas time. I think it's still on at Christmas time, and you're probably going to laugh at it actually, because I seen a wee YouTube video the other day pop up with a girl in it who's one of the main actresses in it. It's 20 years old this year. Love Actually. That's always on at Christmas. And I love that movie. You're probably thinking to yourself, a chick flick? What are you doing? But it's just a story to it. I love British movies. Now, I'm not a big movie buff. I don't go to the cinema all the time. I don't watch movies at home. Blah, 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 blah. Nah, as much as normal people do. But that's a good movie. You know, you get all the British movies on at Christmas time too as well. But to answer your question about favourite Christmas movie, I wouldn't specifically point a finger on one of them, to be honest. But I've made a point this year that I'm going to watch more Christmas movies this year, and I am going to watch Elf. Yes, I'm going to watch Elf this year, so I'll probably get a lot of backlash from that night saying, you haven't watched fucking Elf? Are you mad? Why have you not watched Elf before? Well, I've never watched it. It just didn't appeal to me, and the same as Frozen. And Frozen 2. You know what I mean? Brooke and Lewis have watched them all. I haven't. So, I hope that's cleared that up for you. Sorry for the rant, but yes, I have never watched Elf, and I will make a point to watch this year, and I'll give you a review on it. What I think of it. Christmas movies, I don't know. It's crazy. Let's go to the emails now. MoorArmyPodcast@yahoo.com is where you can get in touch with me. Right, let's have a look here and see. Right, emails, if it decides to open. I'm sitting here in front of me on my laptop. It decides to open. I should have opened it before I switched the fucking machine on here. To have a look. Let's have a look. Right, dead on. Here we go. Right, I've got one here. Where are we? From Peter. Hi Peter, how you doing? Thanks for the email. I appreciate it. Hey Matthew, what is your thoughts on the World Cup being at the winter? People keep asking me these World Cup questions. World Cup in the winter. Also, what do you think about football in Northern Ireland being changed to the summer? Or football in general in the UK being changed to the summer instead of the winter? I personally think it'd be great because of the weather. Thanks for the podcast. All the best. Enjoy your videos. Peter. Okay. Football question. World Cup. Everybody keeps asking me all the time who's going to win the World Cup. Honestly. Answer this one quickly. Right, okay. Should I think the football should be held in the summer? No. And you're probably going, why? Because I enjoy the summer breaks. People love going on their summer holidays, and I think attendances would drop in the summer because of people going on their summer holidays and being away all the time. Now, I know the League of Ireland down south have their league during the summer, which is obviously where they are. Over here, probably, maybe, don't know, because obviously the way the weather is here in this country, same as Scotland. But I enjoy going the football on a cool Tuesday night, freezing your ass off with a cup of tea in your hand and a burger, and you're just getting amongst it with all your mates and stuff, and just the tradition of football in the winter. It's just been one of those things. But no, I don't think so. I think a lot of people would obviously go on their holidays and stuff, and especially in this country, because people like to go and travel abroad in the summer because they prefer the heat than the miserable cold weather of Northern Ireland. But there you go. But no, honestly, I don't know. It's kind of, it's on the fence, 50-50, but I don't know. Let's have to wait and see. But anyway, what do you think about it? I think I enjoy it the way it is right now. I know sometimes it's bloody ball freezing, but at the end of the day, it's what we've all been brought up around, and especially at the end of the season when it's coming into spring and the summer, and you get all the cup finals and the Champions League final, the FA Cup final, the winner of the league over here the same as well, and then all of a sudden you get your break for the summer and the boys go away and relax and enjoy the summer and chill out and go away on holidays and enjoy the nice warm weather. Not that we ever get it that often in this country, but even so. But to have that all taken away for football season, if it happened, you'd have to obviously adjust to it, but it would take some to get used to, because we're so used to having the way the football season is now. If you understand what I'm saying. Strange one. There we go. Right, let's have another one here. We've got one here from Luke. Luke wants to know, hey Matthew, are you a Apple man or an Android man? Just wanted to ask, What type of computer do you use for editing your vlogs and videos and stuff like that? And what also software do you use? Okay, he wants to know. Computer question. Am I Apple or Android? I was Android for a long time. I had an Apple phone years and years and years ago, and then I went back on the Android for a long time. But as you probably know from my vlogs, I'm an Apple guy now. I have Apple, the phone I have is the iPhone 13 Pro Max, which I'm hoping to upgrade to the 14 maybe. Don't know, not too sure. There's not much of a difference in it, to be honest. Computer wise, I am considering. I was running a Mac Mini on one of my big screens upstairs for a long time. It still works fine. I would use it for different bits and bobs now and again. But my laptop I use is a Windows laptop, Windows 10 Lenovo laptop, which is a great laptop. It's obviously got really good graphics card in it, GeForce graphics cards. It's got an i5 processor. It's got all the bits and bobs. Now, during the Black Friday deals, I was looking to maybe upgrade to one of the new Apple, the MacBook Pros, one of the brand new ones just on the market. They're £1,100 though, and because the processing on them computers is just unreal. I mean, when I do my football highlights for the welders, I can literally process a full 10-minute highlight video in about 2 minutes, because this new M chip or whatever it's called inside the processor in it apparently is really, really quick. And Lewis was telling me all about it, and I've done a bit of research on it, and apparently the editing on it is just, it's unbelievable. I do my vlogs on my phone. So I do. The editor I have on my phone. I have two editors on my phone, actually. One called VM, which is an Apple app, which is a really good video editor. And my vlogs itself I would do through an Orbi editor I have on my phone. But no, because at the end of the day, now the Apple iPhone 13 Pro Max makes my life a hell of a lot easier as a vlogger, because I'm out and about now. I can just flick out a camera and it's 4K, 60 frames a second, records good quality, and the sound quality is great, and I'm on the go, compared to actually carrying a camera around all the time and then having to come back and stick it into a laptop and do all the editing, the cuts and all. I can do it on my phone really quick. But I do all my football stuff on a laptop and a computer. So, and the answer to your question, now I'm sort of on the fence 50-50, because there's a lot of positives for Android compared to Apple, if you know what I mean. Things that Apple can't do that Android can, things that Apple can do that Android can't. But I'm with Apple at the minute, and I'm really, really happy with it. So I am. And I was trying out the 14 Pro Max, as you probably saw in the vlog from Liverpool a few weeks ago. Me and Lewis were in the Apple store, and Lewis was wanting me to get the 14, but I don't really see much of a difference in it, to be honest, apart from the battery life loss is a bit longer. But a full charge battery does me all day anyway, so I'm happy enough with that. You know what I mean? So can't complain. So I can't complain. So there you go. Right, let's get another one here. We've got one here from, let's have a look here. So bloody many this week. Let's have a look here. Right, Louise has said, Matthew, would you ever consider doing a podcast on your other passions bar YouTube? For example, football, i.e. Liverpool in brackets, or also wrestling podcasts, or other podcasts where you can bring people in for interviews, etc. Well, to answer your question, yes, I would, because I've done podcasts before on radio shows on football and also on wrestling. When I was a local radio presenter in Northern Ireland here, I done a football show on a Monday night live, like a live football show with a host. It was called the Monday Night Football Show. This was a long time ago, 9 years ago. And I used to answer questions live on the air. I used to interview players and bring them onto the show and stuff like that. And then I used to do a wrestling podcast called Outside the Ropes, which was on for a couple of years. We actually started that off as a podcast. It ended up being on the radio, and then we went also as well. And then I also used to do a show on a Tuesday and a Thursday morning between 10 and 12 on radio as well, where I used to play music and answer questions, take requests, do birthday shout-outs, all different types of shout-outs for businesses in the local area. I used to do that every single Tuesday and Thursday. It was called the Matthew Moore Show on Tuesdays and Thursdays on the local radio, and it was great fun. It was really, really good fun, and I built up a really good audience, a real good rapport. And then unfortunately I lost my job in the radio station, which I don't want to talk about because it was a whole big controversy to do with my situation that I was going through at the time personally. But yeah, I would love to do a football show again, because the access that I have, especially here in Northern Ireland, the local football managers, football players, I could do a show where I could talk to managers every week. I could talk to different things, just even a 15-20 minute podcast a week where I could interview a manager or a player from another team, or because the access that I have in this country to get interviews is just unreal. and I could take it to my advantage. Wrestling related, the podcast I used to do, I had a few big guests on that. As you probably know from WWE right now, Finn Balor, aka Fergal Devitt. I interviewed him twice for the podcast. I also had on former WWF wrestlers, name a couple of the Headbangers tag team from back in the day, a couple of other ex-WWF, WWE wrestlers. I had other local independent wrestlers who are now in the likes of NXT UK, and well, obviously NXT UK is now gone. But yeah, so many different things I've done. But to bring it back again, maybe could. I would love to do something again, but because I was close to coming back to bringing back the wrestling one back a couple of years ago, because I started that off with my friend Tommy from Belfast, and then obviously Tommy couldn't do it anymore, and then I ended up doing it with Tony for a while, and then Tony obviously got called away with commitments and stuff like that, so I ended up having to do most of it myself. But it was great because I got to interview wrestlers and interview promoters, and you know, the contacts I had in this country as well from being a wrestling promoter myself. It was great to have those contacts. But yeah, to answer your question again, maybe one day, I mean, even the football one, because at the end of the day, I have so much access to different people and players and ex-players and managers and ex-managers and different things like that there. I would love to just get a couple of wee interviews every week and maybe put a wee podcast or something together or something. You know what I mean? But maybe one day we'll just have to wait and see. But thanks for your question, anyway. I do appreciate it. Let's take one more before I go. Right, let's have a look here. Right, I've actually got an email here. It looks like from a couple. Robert and Jeanette wants to know, hey Matthew, we've just recently bought our first new home in Dorset. Congratulations. We're looking for some DIY tips. We're trying to decide on the colour of our rooms. How do we compromise and how do we come together? Okay. Love your podcast, love your videos, and we'll look to hopefully meet you one day in person. Well, all I can say to you is congratulations, guys, on getting your first home together. And I hope it works out for you. It's DIY tips. All I can say to you is compromise. And I don't mean like, say for example, you give in to what she wants or she gives in to what you want. You got to have a compromise, like a sort of like a balance between the two of you, where you got to like, how can I put it? You know, come to a compromise where, for example, I'll give you a wee example. Say your missus wants to have the room pink and you don't want it to be pink. Have it to a sort of like an agreement where there is a bit of pink in the room and a bit of yours as well, but don't go extreme for both sides. Sort of compromise in the middle, and it makes a happy home. Now there will be certain rooms obviously where one of you will not really care about, say, a spare bedroom. We'll just do it a neutral colour or whatever that there. But when it comes to main decisions like a living room or a kitchen or a bedroom, whatever, try and compromise. And please don't fight, because fighting doesn't make it any better. But I hope you'll be home in, what I can see here, Dorset. Never been there before. Where is Dorset? I've heard of it so much, I can't even remember where it is. Must look that up. I hope your wee home, your first wee home works out well. Keep me posted how you're getting on. And again, if I'm ever in England again and near the Dorset area, I'll obviously let you all know where I'm going to be. And if we're ever about, I'd like to meet you in person. But yeah, try and compromise. Try and, how can I say it? Sit down together and create ideas together and try and come to a compromise where you both get what you want, if you know what I mean, instead of like one trying to outdo the other. And if that's the case and you come to an agreement that way, then happy days. And I hope that obviously it works out for you, and I hope that your wee home blossoms into something nice. And if you want two other additions to your home who can torture you, like my two, Brooke and Lewis, I can certainly send them over and they can help you. Because they do my head in sometimes. Nah, I'm only joking, I wouldn't do that. But yes, thanks for your email, appreciate it. Thank you for your support. And I hope your wee home in Dorset works out well. And keep me posted how you're getting on. I would be interested to see how you're getting on. So good luck, guys, and thanks for the email. I appreciate it. Right, let's get on to the main subject, the one I want to talk about here. Oh, it's night time for the week, time of the week where people laugh at this, but I'm going to announce it now before I head down the road, because I've had this recorder on now. I'm just looking at it here, well over an hour now I'm into. I want to obviously get ready to go here and see Mum for her birthday today. But anyway, yes, it's night time of that segment of the week, which I kind of enjoy. It's night time for the Moore Army Podcast Jackass of the Week segment. I love that sound. Makes me laugh so much. Right, after some consideration, well, not very much consideration, considering I've been going through all different things of different scenarios all around the world, and people acting like jackasses as usual, like celebrities and whatever else, and that army moron again, Matt Hancock, being a complete jackass. I could have given him jackass a week again, but I wasn't going to. But after some consideration, I've decided this week to have jackasses of the week. And the reason why is because they are all jackasses. So for this week, the Moore Army podcast, for 1 week only, jackasses of the week is, can I get a drum roll please? Thank you very much. The jackasses of the week for this week is the Chinese government. And you probably know why the Chinese government. And you probably know why. The reason why is because of the way they're treating those poor people at the moment over there in China, where they're locking people away over one COVID case, or they're treating people like animals and taking away their human rights. They are complete jackasses for doing that. I mean that they are jackasses. You know, they are complete jackasses. So, jackasses of the week for this week is the Chinese government. And they should all be kicked out and bring in some people who are going to bring some sense back to the country and give those people back their human rights. So, my loves and thoughts and prayers go out to those people over there. I would hate to be in that situation. So that's my jackasses of the week for this week, guys. So, yes, I'm going to head down the road here for another week. I've got a really busy weekend ahead of me this weekend. Off to Castlederg on Saturday with Lewis. Long day on Saturday. The joys. I want to see Mum here tonight for her birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Mother. Mum. Short stuff. Happy birthday to you. It's Mum's birthday today, so she's 62 today. Doesn't look a day over 45. Don't be telling her I told her that. Don't look a day over 70. I know it's her birthday today, so she's a bit down at the minute, so I'm going to call around and see her later on today. Brooke can't go, unfortunately, because Brooke has to work this evening, so it's only going to be me and Numpty Boy, as I like to call him sometimes, Lewis. So if you want to send Mum a birthday message, I can certainly show him to her over the weekend. If you want to send her a birthday message, go ahead and do that. I'd appreciate it. But anyway, yes, it's Mum's birthday, so I want to go around and see her, give her a wee gift, cheer her up a wee bit, spend some time here, and then I'm going to go home tonight, and I'm going to put the vlog together from today that I get recorded, and then I'm going to have a chill out session tonight, just chill out. Lewis is at the dentist tomorrow, which is going to be fun. Brooks at the dentist today, and then in Castlederg we're off for 2 on Saturday, and then Sunday's the big game. England is playing on Sunday, so I'm going to be watching that game on Sunday. So it's going to be a pretty busy weekend. So it is. I'm looking forward to the weekend, getting away to Castlederg. I love Castlederg, beautiful part of the country. Lovely people, always dead friendly. I'm looking forward to getting down there and hopefully come back up the road with a win for the Welders. Fingers crossed. Anyway, I'm going to head down the road here tonight, guys. So once again, before I go, if you want to get any of your Moore Army Christmas merchandise, it's now available on the website, moorearmy.co.uk. I'm hoping to get the mobile version of the website fixed before the end of the weekend, but you still can get on there through the website anyway. And if you're on a computer or a computer console or a laptop or whatever, you can get on through there normally. We've got hoodies, t-shirts, Christmas shopping bags. We've got everything to do with Christmas this year. And the Moore Army Christmas logo this year is actually quite cool. I really, really like it. We're doing our merchandise as well for the Moore Army YouTube channel, the Moore Army podcast channel as well. I've got all the new merch on there as well. If you want to go and check it out, guys, you normally get it within a couple of days. I was going to talk about the postal strike today during the Christmas segment, but I actually forgot to. But at the moment, people are getting their t-shirts and hoodies normally within about 2 or 3 days, so you should get them pretty quick. International orders, you probably get them about a week or two. Not even a week, about a week maybe top, about 5, 6, 7 working days maybe. They are delivering them out quite quickly, so get your orders in now for that there at moorearmy.co.uk. And once again, if you want to contact me here on the podcast, you certainly can. moorearmypodcast@yahoo.com, Instagram, Facebook, and also stay tuned for the vlogs coming up on the Moore Army YouTube channel, which I put out 2 today, and there'll be more coming out over the weekend, because after our week's ban, I'm going to start putting a couple more out to try and make up for lost time, so stay tuned for that. And also, I'm going to be doing a video about Lewis, because Lewis finally got something that he wanted as well, so You will probably all guess what it is. Don't even want to know. It's a joke. Right, guys, I'm going to head down the road here. So thanks for tuning in once again, as always. Thank you for all your support every week. Thank you for all your messages as usual. And big thank you for all your emails and messages. I'm going to try and get through some of them. What I'm actually going to do, I was saying this to Lewis yesterday, on Saturday when I'm on the team bus from Belfast to Castleturg. It's like a 2-hour journey. But do a wee stop off in between, the wee hotel we always go to. We've showed it on Red Men Football Ventures and on the YouTube channel before. It's called Kelly's Inn. But on the way down, I'm going to sit on my phone and I want to make a point to go on and answer a lot of your messages and your emails and stuff like that there. So it's going to be like an hour there, and then a wee stop off, and then like an hour 35 minutes to get there. And then on the way back, I'm going to spend more time answering all your emails and questions. So if you get an email back from me on Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning, then you know where I am. I'm on the team bus replying to you on my iPhone. So there you go. Because I have a lot of these to get back to. And again, I would love to answer all your questions every week on the podcast. But again, there's that many is coming every week, and I love it. I actually, it warms my heart knowing the fact that you actually take time out of your day to listen to this big baldy cahoot sit here and talk absolute bullshit some weeks and do stupid videos for a bit of fun and crack, and you love it, and I appreciate it. So I'm hopefully have more information on you as well. I talked about it on Tuesday about a meet and greet in the new year. So I want to spend time and meet more of my fans, more of my viewers. I want to meet more of you. So stay tuned for that coming up as well. Right, guys, I'm going to go here. So enjoy your weekend. Have a great weekend. Stay safe out there. Don't be going too mad. If you're on a night out or whatever, get home safe. If you're going to see a show or you're going out for a weekend away or whatever, have a great time. Enjoy yourselves, whatever you're up to. And until next Tuesday's podcast, stay tuned for more of the vlogs coming up over the next few days and over the weekend as well. And until next Tuesday back here on the podcast, guys, I'll see you all back here for another episode next week. Thanks for listening, guys.